Hey, bitch. Life is a series of raw and messy broken parts, and it's up to us to embrace it for all the wild fuckery it is. So if you're feeling a little broken, well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Broken Bitches Guide.
When I wanna shine, I got Broken Bitches Guide. And I got it so divine, I got Broken Bitches Guide. Yeah. Manifested by design, I got Broken Bitches Guide. Let me hear you from the back. Lifting up my vibes with Broken Bitches Guide.
Welcome to Broken Bitches Guide. My name is Mandy Brooke, and I am your host. And today we're going to talk about becoming your own vibe curator. Now, what does this fucking mean? Well, this topic actually comes from my very first ebook called Broken Bitches Guide to a Higher Vibe, where I explain 5 very easy ways to lift your vibration from a broken place. And in the book, one of those tips is becoming your own vibe curator. And I explain how to make your home your sanctuary, your safe place, and creating a mood and romanticizing your life. But this topic is so juicy that I really wanted to bring on my mom to discuss it a little further because my mom is the most vibey person that I personally know. And I learned how to make my home my sanctuary from her. So welcome to the podcast, Mom.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
You are so funny. Everyone has been talking about how they love your laugh.
Really?
Yeah. Well, after the Lil Wayne DM video went viral.
That was something.
As soon as I hit record, you said, "Come tell your father what you said to Lil Wayne." And I was dying. I was like, this is going to be gold.
We laughed for 15 more minutes after that. It was so funny.
Yeah, that video
struck me so funny. I don't know why. It just did.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I posted a video a few weeks ago about my mom and I laughing over the fact that Lil Wayne, he DM'd me after a video that I posted. And my mom's reaction to how I responded to him was so freaking funny. And I got it on camera and we were laughing
so hard.
Hysterically. Like,
I peed my pants. I did.
You did.
I twiddled.
Oh
I definitely twiddled in my pants that day.
Literally, I said, OMG, thank you, Lil Wayne.
I'm a big fan or something like that.
And it just struck us so funny. Anyway, so I'll link that in the show notes so you guys can watch it if you want to. Also, my ebook is in the show notes as well. I forgot to mention that in the front.
Yes.
I'm such a great marketer, you know?
Yes. All about it.
So let's talk about becoming your own vibe curator. And
you labeled it a vibe curator? That's a very millennial thing. A vibe curator.
Shut the fuck up, Mom. It's a good name.
Oh, okay. Sounds very professional.
It is. What would you call it?
Setting the mood.
Setting the mood. And we know from experience, like our surroundings directly affect our mood. And invigorating your senses with a vibe that you purposely create for yourself is such a fun and easy way to raise your vibration. And you involve all of the senses when you're doing this. Touch, smell, what you're listening to, what you're looking at, even what you're tasting if you like a bowl of candy next to the couch or something. And you don't have to spend a fuck ton of money on an aesthetically pleasing home either. You can literally do this today because the more you romanticize your life and treat yourself well, the better you show up in your life in general.
I get up in the morning and I put on my fireplace. Mm-hmm. I just want peace and I want to chill out for a little while before the day starts. And it sets the right vibe. It sets the right mood for that.
Mm-hmm. And I've loved that you taught me that, Mom, because we're not going to feel peaceful or tranquil in a house that is dark and dingy. Like, open those motherfucking windows, light those candles, really create a vibe for yourself that you enjoy being in. It's seriously the simplest but most impactful thing that you can do to raise your vibration and literally set up your mood for the day, for the week, especially if you make it like a practice for yourself. Every single morning you wake up, you put on a YouTube ambiance on your TV, you light those candles, you make your coffee, you do all of the things that make you feel good and you just kind of romanticize and really get into that moment for yourself. And yeah, your kids may be screaming and your husband may be going to work and all of these things may be going on, but you in your own mind, in your own world, that's where you can create that vibe. My friend Candace also talks about like how to manifest your reality and stuff. And one of the things she always says is my back porch was nothing to look at. You know, I really wanted like this big lush back porch that we spent our time in and we spent money on and these beautiful furnishings, but we didn't have the money for that. And so instead of wishing and yearning for that, I started implementing little things in my backyard that would make me want to go out there. So I built some shelves and I put some plants out there and I started making my daughter, you know, like draw out there and just made it become like a welcoming, beautiful space for my family. And eventually it became this big, lush back porch that I always wanted. Is it in the mansion that I really want? No, not yet. But the more that I'm grateful for the things that I already have and I'm treating them well, I'm basically telling the universe, like, hey, I'm ready for more abundance. I'm ready for that positivity to come into my life. Like, it opens and clears the pathways for all of those blessings to come.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
I always use that example for people who want to start manifesting their reality, but they're like, how do I start? Because I don't like where my life is at. Well, start by becoming your own vibe curator. Because once you lift your vibe, that's when all
the pieces will fall into place a little bit.
Because you attract what you are.
Yeah.
God, I put that so well.
You did. That was pretty good.
Dude, I didn't have to
you weren't even reading nothing or nothing.
Nothing. I didn't I said what I said. I did not stutter.
She said what she said. She said it. Everybody, including you, always tease me about like some of the random things I have around the house. I like my things. We've already had that conversation. You know, I like my shit. But I do. And like I surround myself, like some of it don't match. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
You're the queen.
I do not give a fuck. It's my shit. And if I want to put it hodgepodgey all over the fucking house, then that's what I'm going to do. I don't give a fuck if you like it.
You actually just went viral for saying that. This is my shit. This is my house.
I like myself. But I do. And like at nighttime, I put like I don't like lights on. They bother my eyes. And when it gets evening time, it's my favorite. Is I close up the house and light a candle and put like that little low light on. And everybody that comes here says, which I'm very, very proud of, you couldn't say nothing better to me. They say, your house is so cozy and comfortable. And I appreciate that. There's a lot of vibes out there right now that are so big, so big and so heavy.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why probably that thing did go viral is because it resonated with so many people because, you know, my house is my sanctuary. Like we work hard for this house and it's ours. It's my little postage stamp in this world. This little ground is ours. I remember reading this book or something where this man come home and he'd pretend every day to hang up like his worries and troubles before he got in the house.
Oh, wow.
And his son asked him one time, like, you know, it was something his father always did or something like that. And he's like, Dad, why do you do that all the time? He's like, I take all my worries and I pretend to leave them outside on the tree. Because there's no reason to take that inside the house. And inside the house is a totally different vibe. It has nothing to do with what happened during the day to me. So I'm not bringing that in with me. I'm leaving that out here because whatever I'm going to do here is what I'm going to do here. I just remember that. I thought that was so smart.
My best friend Candace and I, we hung out yesterday and we were talking about how to let go of things. And he was basically doing that, but in a different way. So Candace told me, like, first you have to name the emotion that you want to let go of. And then you have to accept, like, are you willing to accept this emotion? And are you willing to let this emotion go? Like, this dude is basically doing that to his tree outside. I love that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what vibe curation is letting go of the shit that doesn't matter.
Like, I guess I have been doing that and didn't realize I was doing it, but...
You've always done that.
When you come home from work, just say you're out working all day. Would you like to walk into a messy house that's you know, just loud and all the lights are on and things are in disarray? No, you would not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody would.
Yeah.
I always try to leave my house, or even while I'm in my house, it's clean, it's organized for the most. I'm not saying we don't have like.
I got shit under beds.
I got shit shoved everywhere. Let's not be crazy. But for the most part, like the dishes are done. They don't, I don't know. It's just, I can't like lay there and chill because God knows I'm a professional chiller. But I can't sit down. I don't care how sick, unless I'm really, really, really sick. And you know I'm really sick when there's dishes and shit everywhere. I don't give a fuck. I ain't doing, like...
For listeners that don't know what we're talking about, my mom suffers from chronic illness. She has lupus and a plethora of other things that we're probably going to talk about in a future episode for sure. And yeah, like life is really, really nuts on the outside world. You know, why bring that into your house? And I think one of the things that you did so well when I was growing up, and with Dad especially, being like your feminine self, like nesting, was, you know, before Dad got home, he has a very, very hard job. He's a machinist, you know, he's constantly like surrounded by chaos and he's using his brain a lot. And it's like very, very draining. And you made sure, like, when he got home, everything was clean and, like, nice, and it smelled nice, and food was on the table or cooking. And you created such a beautiful vibe. And I think...
thank you.
You're welcome.
It's that comfort space. It's that home, safe space. Like, this is the place where you're completely safe no matter what happens, and you're protected inside of this house. And it's not like 1950s, like, oh, you know, let me wait on my husband.
No, it's nothing like that.
You know, because I'm not that girl.
Because you do it for yourself just as much as you're doing it for him.
Absolutely.
And I felt that as well as a kid. I think that was so important for me to know, like, you valued yourself.
Yeah.
And you valued your space enough. And you showed gratitude toward your space. And now I do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I actually do that for the people that I'm with, you know, the partners that I'm with. I set the vibration, and I learned that from you.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even know I was doing that. See that? Don't even know what I know.
See, these little things that you think are insignificant are actually extremely significant. And it taught me to embrace like my feminine energy a lot more too, because when you're in your feminine energy, you're like nesting, you're feeling, you're seeing, you're touching, you're smelling, you're embracing, you're allowing and surrendering. And that in your home is so important and so vital to, I believe like your mental health.
Yeah.
And that's why I put it in the book, because it changes.
It's important.
It changes everything.
It's important. I'm sick a lot. I just am. And, you know, I'm not going anywhere half the time, but you do feel better when you get dressed. And even if, like this morning, I got a shower, but I put a sweatsuit on, you know, like I'm good. You know, I'm not going nowhere, but... You're
comfortable, but you're in a matching cute little loungewear.
A guy I used to work with used to tell me all the time, he was like, Mary, I know what kind of mood you're in when you get out of your car because of what you're wearing.
Yep.
If I'm in some, you know, tight kind of, I'm like getting a little frisky. I'm like a little wired, a little wide awake, you know. But if I'm in my moo robe or my big fluffy robe, it's like, okay, I want comfort. Leave me alone. Give me some quiet time.
Tell a lot about a person by the way they wear their clothes.
That was good. Way better than me. When I left there, because I was pregnant with Samantha, and I didn't plan on going back, and they knew it. But this one guy came up to me and goes, Mary, I just want to tell you that be careful and don't, he goes, and I'm serious when I say this, don't sit around and watch soap operas all day on the TV.
Huh.
He said, and I looked at him real funny because, I mean, who doesn't like a Days of Our Lives or, you know, As the World Turns or General Hospital or whatever.
I fucking love Sunny, that storyline with General Hospital. Okay,
anyway, but he was like, don't, even if you have one in the background, he goes, put something different on in the background while you're doing stuff. And I looked at him like, why? What are you talking about? And I was sure I said it like a smart ass. He said, because everything's fine with them, or they're either that or they always got something going on. Their lives are very
perfect,
or they're not, and there's a lot of chaos going on.
And then, like perfectly curated drama.
Yeah, and romance and all that. And then you turn it off and you don't have that. And your mind gets used to seeing that. It's called I call it the Disney effect. Like, you're not in Disney World.
Yeah.
When you go to Disney World, everybody's happy. Mickey Mouse is there, yay, blah, blah, blah. But you leave there and you get in your car and you run out of gas and your tire needs to have air in it. And there's nothing at you got to go to the grocery store. Like, life happens.
Yeah.
And I never forgot that.
And you've mentioned that a couple times.
Yeah,
like,
it really affected me. Because he's right.
That's what we're seeing, especially now on social media. People are watching influencers that have seen these seemingly perfect lives.
Yeah, and then they watch you.
Thanks.
I've tend to watch everybody that's kind. I want to see kindness.
Yeah.
You'll find me watching what's that show I watch? Call the Midwife. Call the Midwife. Let me tell you. You put that on. It's on Netflix. Start from the first episode. It is always that very kind and soothing. And they cover everything. Don't get me wrong. They do cover everything. But it is like the most...
wholesome
in a...
But real. It's very real.
Yeah, it's not like Andy Griffith, but I love that show. Anyway, talk about vibes. Yeah.
Hello, this is future me editing, and this next part of the conversation was interrupted by my dog having a literal mental breakdown under my computer desk. It was pathetic and the cutest thing I've ever seen. See, when Rosie isn't the center of all of our attention, it turns into an animal shelter commercial real quick. She's quite dramatic, just like her mother.
Smell is important too. Like when you walk in the door and you smell something pleasant, like that's what I always have, like lilac and lavender and the little smelly things, because it just makes a difference when you walk. My nose is sharp. Your nose is
too sharp.
Like, I'm a dog. Like, I'm a bloodhound, but I like smells, so it has to be really pleasant.
You smell shit that I cannot smell.
I know.
And then, but you're so colorblind, no offense, that I can see things that...
True.
So we make a good pair.
True.
You know what I realized, though?
What?
When I was creating the ebook, I was doing some research on candles because I just go on tangents, and that's what I was doing. Having non-toxic candles is probably the best thing you can do for your health. And...
What's
Rosie?
wrong, Rosie?
Are you okay?
What's the matter, baby girl?
What's wrong?
Come here.
What's happened?
What's the matter with the baby?
Oh, honey.
Oh.
Oh, honey. What happened?
Did she poop somewhere or something?
Did you poop somewhere?
Let me go look.
Are you pooping? She looks so sad.
That was so pathetic. That could have been a commercial about
in the arms of an angel. Sorry about that. Rosie was hiding under my computer desk, like, so sad. That could have been an animal shelter commercial.
She looked like an abandoned dog up against a wall.
She literally looked like she was crying.
She just wanted some love.
She just feels like she's so ignored.
Oh, she's so not.
She's not. She's the most spoiled dog on the entire planet.
You ignore her when you're working.
Well, because I have to work.
I don't ignore her during the day. She's my baby during the day. We're buddies during the day, aren't we, Rose?
Well, now she's a part of the podcast. She's sitting on Grandma's lap.
Mm-hmm.
So,
anyway.
Non-toxic candles.
What about non-toxic candles?
Okay,
what does that mean? Non-toxic candles.
Apparently, candles have a lot of chemicals in them. Ask me what they are. I couldn't fucking tell you. But apparently getting non-toxic candles, like made of coconut oil or whatever, is so much better for your health. There were some reports that, like, people were getting asthma and stuff and, like, health problems because they were ingesting so many chemicals from these candles that they were burning constantly. So we need to figure out if our wax burners are non-toxic or not.
I'm sure they're toxic as fuck.
Well, let's
not get, I mean, come on, we got them from fucking Walmart. They're toxic motherfuckers. We paid like $12.99 and put some $2.99 fucking things in there. Lilac and
lavender.
Lavender, that's what it is. That's my jam right there.
If there's a candle company out there that wants to sponsor this podcast, hit a bitch up.
So visual, smell, and then feeling things. Like, you laugh at me all the time, but like, we go to a store and I am obsessed with blankets and pillows, and I have to feel them. I'll touch each and every one of them. Like, sheets, I have to feel them. It has to be soft and, you know, very comforting and very like not bristly or hard. Or...
You know those materials that when you touch it, it like sticks to your fingers?
No. Yeah, no.
It makes me, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Like when I have a blanket, it has to be like cozy,
soft, plush.
Soft and plush, yes. Yeah. You have to activate all of the senses to set the mood for sure.
That's true. I guess I do that inadvertently and I don't realize that I do that.
Well, because you're a feeler. Yeah. You're very intuitive and you're a healer as well. And so that's naturally. Like, it comes naturally, and that's your way of like healing yourself.
Yeah. I remember when I was really depressed or whatever, I'd get up in the morning and just put on like songs, like happy songs, and it would change my mood.
What songs did you play?
Because I'm happy.
Oh gosh, I'm so sick of that
Bruno
song.
Bruno Mars.
Uptown Funk gets me that going. Motherfucker.
It gets me going every time. I don't care what kind of mood I'm in. You put Uptown Funk on and I am jamming out. I love him.
I love Bruno.
I do. DM me there too. Mr. Bruno Mars. I think he's a little cutie pie.
He is cute.
I want to bake him a cake or something. You know?
Bruno Mars, my mom wants to bake you a cake.
Sit down and have some crab soup from Maryland.
With Bruno Mars?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be funny?
I could see that.
Come here, son. I'll make you crab cake. A good one.
That's so funny.
There's this guy I watch. He's a teacher, and he always starts off like, "Hi, I'm Matt, and I'm a teacher." I love him. Love him because he always says something like a little story about one of his students or him, and he raises your vibe for sure. Doing something nice for somebody or being kind should not be, it should happen more often than it does. Raise your vibe, bitches. Raise your vibe.
Raise your vibe. And you can raise your vibe with downloading my very free and accessible ebook, Broken Bitches Guide to a Higher Vibe, in the show notes below.
And let me tell you, I have read that and I saw her making that, and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into that, and it's really good. I would tell you if it's not. I would, because a lot of it's like, but it's really good. And if y'all have time, you really should download that and just take a look at it, because you will enjoy it and it'll be for your benefit for sure. And it's free.
Thanks, Mom.
So
my mom was my proofreader because, you know, I don't have many people in my life that I'm like, hey, can you like watch everything that I do? And when I finished it, she read it and she's like, this is so good. I'm very impressed. And I started to cry because there's nobody that I want to impress more than my mom.
You impress me every day.
Oh,
just about every day.
Thanks, Mom.
You definitely put an impression on me every day. Whether
the other morning I was in like an anxiety spiral.
Oh my God, you're always in a spiral somewhere or another.
And you were just like, you just hit me every fucking morning, no matter what. You hit me with happiness. You hit me with anxiety. You hit me with fucking Lil Wayne. You fucking just hit me.
I said that?
You said something like that. I was just laughing about it.
I remember
it.
I just don't remember everything I said. I probably just woke up.
Anyway, you know what my favorite vibe that we curate together in this house?
What?
Is our morning vibe.
Yeah.
I love getting up in the morning and making my bed right away so I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
And switching on like a YouTube ambiance and opening up the windows a little bit, putting on our little glow light, making our coffee.
We're just sitting here chilling, having coffee.
And it's just such a nice morning time. And it's my favorite time of day, for
Mine
sure.
too, for sure.
For listeners out there, your time may be completely different. Your time may be in the middle of the afternoon, before your kids get home, or the evening when the kids go to bed and you have that like 1 hour of time. Like, make sure that you set aside sacred hours for yourself, for your self-care, to curate your vibe.
I go in my room. That's my quiet time.
You love your room.
I love my room. Can I go smoke? Are we done? Love you guys and all, but I really need a cigarette.
I go smoke a cigarette, Mom.
I love you.
That's how we're gonna end
Do I have to come back?
No,
Oh,
I think we're done. That's how I'm gonna end every single podcast episode with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna smoke a cigarette.
Bye, guys. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. See y'all later.
That was such a cozy conversation with my mom. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. And if you love this podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review it so it becomes more visible to besties like you. Until next time, be a fucking delight, bitch.